Robert Van Royen last updated 12:09, August 20, 2017. Matt Todd in action for the Crusaders this season. Canterbury coach Glenn Delaney will sit flanker Matt Todd down for a chat before deciding whether or not to unleash him in next Sunday's Ranfurly Shield defence against Otago. The 29-year-old sat out Friday night's 390 flogging of Tasman and Nelson, and is the only Super Rugby player in the squad yet to report for duty. Todd, who All Blacks coach Steve Hansen labelled unlucky not to make his squad for the Rugby Championship, is coming off a punishing campaign with the Crusaders. Canterbury coach Glenn Delaney debriefs his team after their Round 1 win against Tasman and Nelson. "We'll have a chat to Toddy when we get back in on Monday and see how he is getting on," Delaney said. "The door is there and we'll drop him back in when it's absolutely right." Read more. Canterbury blank out Tasman. Canterbury expect full-blooded clash. Meet Canterbury's newest number 10 who can stop Canterbury. Canterbury centre Tim Bateman on the charge against Tasman last week. "I've been very clear with Matt that he had to go away and clear his mind down from a massive super campaign. While it's been 2 weeks since Todd helped the Crusaders beat the Lions in the Super Rugby final in Johannesburg, it's not as if he's been sitting around doing nothing. The specialist pilferer has been training on his own at Rugby Park in Christchurch, and will no doubt be ready to rumble when Delaney pulls the trigger." Canterbury pivot Richie Munga lines up a shot at goal against Tasman and Nelson on Friday night. Judging by their Round 1 win in Nelson, it's not as if the defending Mitre 10 Cup champions need to rush him back. In Delaney's first competition match in charge, the Red and Blacks put on a defensive clinic to blank the much-hyped Makos, who possess one of the more potent backlines in the NPC, but Canterbury's impressive line speed repeatedly sacked their runners behind the gain line and forced errors, while their goal line defence was stout when the hosts did put the heat on in the second half. Canterbury players Luke Whitelock, left Dominic Bird and Mitch Dunshea during Canterbury's 390 win against Tasman last week. Canterbury led 200 at half-time and ran in 5 tries to notch the bonus point win, but don't think for a minute Delaney is getting carried away, in what won't come as music to the ears of Otago players. The first-year Canterbury coach said his team has plenty to work on this week. Delaney, who is in charge of his team's defence, was far from impressed with Canterbury's discipline, particularly the fact they gave away needless penalties when they had the hosts pinned. "I think we were 4 or 5 in a row at one stage," Delaney said. "We've got to let that enthusiasm be sort of wrung back so we're more accurate with our decision-making. It's great to have an aggressive pressing defense, but you can't be over the edge. It's one thing we certainly want to fix." Even more alarming for Otago, who lost to North Harbour in Round 1, Canterbury has a 9-day turnaround and will dig further into their bag of tricks for their third Shield defence this year. "Next week gives us a chance to really start to put more stuff into the programme and moving our rugby forward," Delaney said. Otago, who ended a 56-year drought when they won the Shield in 2013, hasn't beaten Canterbury since 2005, when they won 3,722 in the NPC semi-finals. The Blue and Golds put in a forgettable first-half performance in their 1917 loss to North Harbour in Round 1, but Corey Brown's troops will no doubt throw everything but the kitchen sink at the back-to-back champions. "I know their motivation won't be wanting," Delaney said. "We've got to make sure we better that and make sure we're putting them under lots of pressure, and the things that we need to correct from Friday night we tidy them up during the week and put them out on the park on Sunday." Stuff.